everybody, and welcome for the final time on NBL 22. This is NBL Overtime. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. You know what to do. At NBL, so much to get into. Corey Williams is here, Liam Santamaria is here, but who cares? Because the man of the moment is here, off a championship and a 3-year deal. In fact, it's 2 plus a mutual, but we call it 3 years. Dejan Vasiljevic is in the house. Welcome, congratulations. How you doing, big dog?
I'm good, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing great. Still an NBL champion, still hasn't sunk in, but yeah, I'm a champ, man.
Now, just for people at home, this legitimately happened. We found him walking the hallways here at NBL Overtime as today. You're coming in to tell you how it's all going. You talk about it not sinking in yet, of course, only been a couple of weeks. But what is it like? What's the process like? You win a championship, you've got so much going on, new deal. What's it been like in the last couple of weeks? Are you able to get your head around any of it?
It's been hectic, to be honest. Obviously, when you win a championship, you celebrate hard, and we did that well. Obviously, we're probably not going to have the same team again, so we had to go out and win the championship and obviously celebrate the right way. And then negotiating the deal took a little longer than it needed, but yeah, I'm back to be happy to be back in Sydney. I'm
assuming, just quickly before I let these boys loose on you, I assume that the jack jumpers didn't come for you?
Huh? Nah. No. I mean, what happened. When I signed yesterday, there was a lot of Jack Jumpers fans kind of looking forward to seeing me come play in Hobart. I'll be public enemy #1, but I'm gonna take it, man. Like as I said, I love playing down there, so it'll be great.
Love it. Business too. You hit one of the biggest shots in NBL history. You hit a game winner in a grand final series. You can say whatever the heck you want, especially on the road. What a massive shot it was. Too. You spoke post-game about how X said, you told you before the game, no, Jalen, you're built for this, you're built for this moment. Talk us through this particular play.
Honestly, I really thought Ian Clark was going to go, make a move and finish, and I just kept creeping behind him to kind of, give him the outlet. And as a shooter and as a scorer, you go up and you just shoot. I had zero conscious. I'm going to make it any day of the week.
Here's the biggest thing for me, my takeaway, just with you and your young career here. You have the opportunity in this league right now to become, for Sydney Kings, what Chris Goulden is for Melbourne United. You right now are the second best shooting guard in this league when it comes to locals. And your team is as good as the local talent. You are very, very important. I think the biggest important signing so far with the Sydney Kings, because you may lose MVP, Jalen Adams. You may lose Ian Clark, Jeremiah, but for you to be back there, and Sean Bruce, that is basically the foundation of a backcourt. So kudos to Sydney Kings for getting that right and locking you in for a multi-year deal. Now, that shot, I said, pretty much is equivalent on the same level as, obviously bigger because it's the grand final, but what Josh Adams did against Melbourne United to knock them out on the road. Those are game-changing shots. Those are life-changing shots because now not only you show the ability to take it, but the courage and the balls to make it and the mental toughness. That's not easy to do on the road with that type of environment. And shout out to the Jack Jumpers. We know that environment is incredible. You can touch on that. But I think that your future is bright, and it's great to see you re-sign for the long-term deal. And good luck. And let's not forget what you came back from last year, that injury, and then to be on the stage like that, that's something you prayed for. Me and you was talking before the season started about Mamba mentality and how you ready and how you coming for Rookie of the Year and all that, and then for you to get injured, because you was killing. We was all a fan that year. Killing. And it was unfortunate you and Jack White went down that way, but for you to come back in this way, huge respect, young homie. Huge respect.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, just on that, you're a confident dude, right? But, when you go through something like that in your first pro season, what's the mindset like? I know Corey spoke about it a little bit there, but, there's some dark times on there. There are tough times when you're seeing your mates playing right around the world, you're seeing your team go about it. What was it like? Because you got back a little quicker than a lot of people expected, and you come back and didn't miss a beat.
I think when I had surgery, that's the darkest, because you can't walk for the next 6 to 8 weeks and not being able to do things by yourself. And I wasn't even able to watch the games. I didn't watch any of the Sydney Kings games because it hurt inside not to be out there and help them kind of compete and push for the playoffs. So I try to stay away from basketball, and having my family around. Big shout out to my mum and dad and my sister and a couple of my close best friends, kind of keeping me mentally happy and stuff like that. So yeah, to come back, and I'm just happy. So.
And this is a really pleasant surprise. But are you surprised by how well you're just able to fit straight back into the system, back to the level of which you were playing at the year before?
Yeah, I think Chase and I had a conversation. I think it was end of July when I was in the States, and he was telling me what my role would be and how he envisioned me in his offense and his whole system. So, I just try to keep working on my Achilles, get right, and then when I was ready to go, I just slotted right back in, and obviously was on the minute restrictions for a little while, but I was able to come back and, beat me again.
It felt like you're on a minute restrictions for about 2.5 games, and then it was just let the boy loose, and you worked so particularly well.
Now let's talk about the contract, because it's a payday, baby, which is a great result, well deserved, because you were, in my view, the best value contract in the league last season. Second year of the deal you signed as a rookie. I think maybe Antonius Cleveland, from what I'm hearing, was maybe a close second, but they squeezed all the juice out of that lemon with you last year. So now, and I think you, the Kings, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, everyone involved handled this free agency with you beautifully, because you had a player option, the way with how you just played. Of course, you opt out. But you're also talking about the loyalty to the Kings. At the same time, the agent goes out into the free agency, makes sure that there's some competition so that you get what your market value really is. And then the Kings come strong with a multi-year deal. Well played by everybody. How much are you now looking forward to defending this title, building? Of course, that's if you're not elsewhere, which we both think you've got a very, very strong chance to be. But if you are here, really building something long-term here with the Kings.
Yeah, obviously the goal is to go back-to-back. If, I do come back, obviously I'm going to test the NBA Summer League and see how things go there. But, yeah, to come back is going to be sick. I think we've got a good young core, obviously bringing the vet Brucey back, and then we'll have our imports and then our marquee guy, whoever they do choose to sign. So I'm excited, man. I still got 2 months till we have to go back for pre-season and stuff. But for me, it's just getting my legs back under me, having a great pre-season and stuff like that.
What's the Summer League situation? Is there any clarity yet about what team you might be playing for over there?
Nothing as of yet, but I am going to go. My agent's kind of working on it, and I think he has to call me the next hour or so. So it'll be interesting to see, where I go, and I know I can showcase and provide a team something.
So do we.
It's all about the team that he lands at. The talent. We've been in the Summer League plenty of times. We all know the talent level. You have the potential. I was there a few years back, watch Furkan, make sure I say that correctly.
I'm already nervous.
Furkan Korkmaz from the 70s. He had 40 one night. I could, if you're on the right team and you've got the playing time and you get the rock, I could see you doing the same thing.
I just hope so. I just need an opportunity. I think my agent's taking his time really well, just putting me in the right position. Not just throwing him a team to be on the bench and, all I get is the gear and that's it. I want to be out there to showcase that I do belong. I think I do. So I had a great, season in the NBL, and I think I can keep doing that moving forward.
Perfect example why we should have an NBL select team at Summer League. We've spoken about this before, an opportunity with the next stars and the young men who are right on the cusp. So hopefully it works out and you get bucket load of minutes and you do what you do. Now, you got any questions for him about teammate?
First I want to ask about, you mentioned we celebrated hard.
Yeah.
I asked Chase Buford on the podcast recently who was best on ground. He said Angus Glover. Do you back that up?
100%. That man did not stop partying. He went 5 days straight, no sleep, I bet. So, yeah, full kudos to Angus. I don't know how he did it.
Love it. You went harder than Paul Smith?
Oh, I didn't see Paul Smith most of the time, so he was probably out in Sydney or King Gong down in Wollongong or somewhere doing his thing. So he celebrated with us, and then he just went loose in Sydney. So
hang on, just quick. Did Ian Clark take the pill everywhere, or did he leave it somewhere?
This man took that ball everywhere, to the casino, to everywhere we were moving. We went to the footy. They didn't allow him to bring the ball, so I had to buy him a footy, something to hold on while he was at the game. So he didn't feel lost. So, yeah, he took it everywhere.
Love it.
You talk about he's the second best local shooting guard in the league. Obviously, he's talking about Chris Goulding as the number one. Chris Goulding, two-time Olympian now. Is that something you have pinned up on the board, so to speak, at home as saying, I want that spot on the green and gold at some point?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'd love to represent Australia at the World Cup and obviously at the Olympics, and I've done it at a junior level. And being successful with, at the under-17s and at the uni games. So, when my time comes, I'd love to represent it, and I'm always going to put my hand up. So I look forward to it.
That's only a matter of time, Corey.
It's only a matter of time.
While we're talking about the green and gold,
yes,
You talk about playing at the uni games. A guy that you played with at the uni games. Now, there's a bunch of guys from that emerging Boomers team that are currently in the NBL. Like Jack White, Kyron Galloway. Who am I missing here?
Will Magnay, a lot of guys.
A lot of guys.
Isaac White.
There you go. Well, one guy hasn't been in the league. My understanding he's going to be in the league this season. Jonah Antonio, 6'5" wing out of Perth. Went over, played college ball. Ended up bouncing around a little bit. UNLV, Wake Forest, absolute sniper. I think he's going to have the quickest release in the NBL when he comes in. It's just a ridiculously quick release and can knock it down. Talk us through this young man's talent.
Yeah, we called him Quick Six at the uni games because he'd come in, boom, boom, 2-3 straight away. So he definitely got the fastest release, even maybe quicker than mine. So, you know, I'll look forward to seeing where he plays next year, you know, obviously in the NBL. So it'll be good to kind of have him back in the league and obviously another local talent.
Most people thought he would go to Perth.
Yeah, and?
There was talk about him going to Perth last year. My understanding it's not going to be
Okay.
Perth. It's going to be someone else. It's going to be a team, my understanding, that is trying to improve their three-point shooting from what they served up overall last season.
Like?
But it's going to be exciting to see him in the league.
Like who was the worst three-point shooting team in the league?
Who was the worst three-point shooter?
Who was the second worst? You just tell us who it is. Any last questions for our man?
Good luck in the summer league.
Yeah.
No, I
Good
appreciate
luck
it.
in the summer league.
Man,
Yeah, man. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
championships, contracts, everything else, man. We love seeing you do what you do, mate. So enjoy the very little off-season you're going to have because so much going on, mate. We look forward to hopefully seeing you back at Sydney next year, if not following you from afar when you're dominating overseas.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. I be honest when I say this, I haven't seen the top 10 players of the year because I'm waiting for this exact moment. So DJ may or may not be in it. Anyway, let's find out together.
The NBL season is in the books. Let's make this one cook. It's your Hungry Jacks NBL Top 10 at number 10. A super chilled out Luke Travers. Looks like he's just out for a stroll, and when you shoot this well, you don't need to hope for a good roll. Luke and that glorious hair proving once again that life's not fair as the budding superstar shows off the fabulous range. Travers in at number 10. Moving along to number 9, and the Kings have just 1 second to move it full court before the half, but Sydney proved all year they weren't scared of bad math. Jarrell Martin starts it off with a rocket pass and sets up Cooks to show his class. The beautiful fade against the number 9 play for the champs. At 8, oh my Josh! It's Adams with an iconic shot that will go down in Jack Jumper's history as he races to the corner for this glorious three. Look at the incredible elevation before releasing that shot heard around the nation. Josh Adams puts the final nail in Melbourne's coffin to get in at number 8. On to number 7, where Tyler Harvey's breaking free in double OT. The lefty deftly creates just a sliver of light, and that's enough for him to say goodnight, leaving New Zealand reeling. The runner delivers the thunder as Tyler Harvey gets in at number 7. At number 6, we're in the waning seconds of the grand final. Shot clock winding down, but DJ is winding up. Vasiljevic could get mighty rich if he keeps on hitting shots like this. DJ sprinting the wrong way, but he somehow hits this beautiful trade for the number 6 play. We're into the top 5 now, and Antonius Cleveland uses the in and out move, and man, you can hang this one in the Louvre. Michael Frazier falls to the floor quicker than a giraffe on ice skates as Cleveland elevates and detonates, and that gets him in at number 5. On to number 4, and we're in overtime at the free throw line, and the MVP throws up a brick, but with 3 seconds left, he's got time for one more trick. It was the year of Jalen never failing, and just like that, Adams grabs the board and sets up Jarrell Martin for the game-winning score. The divine dime was just in time as the Kings win this thing at the buzzer and get in at number 4. Just like Eminem, Jalen's back again at number 3, and once again with the game on the line, Jalen was right on time. Breaking free for the long-distance 3, just give Adams the rock and watch the shots drop. Adelaide gets played by the cross from the boss who drills the game-winning 3-point toss. Adams' 3 gets in at number 3. On to number 2, and I can't even imagine a top 10 plays of the year without this man on it. Once again for Perth, the Bryce man cometh. Cotton dropping the game-winning 3 and mixing in a little and one fun in his dramatic recipe. With the game on the line, Bryce Cotton is scarier than a shark in your swimming pool, and this time it's New Zealand that he takes to school, landed at number 2. So what on earth could beat that for our play of the year? Well, at number 1, the Breakers get their heart broken once more. New Zealand up 2 with 5 ticks on the clock when Dang Dang steals the rock and delivers the pass to Anthony Drimmick, who hits the shot that leaves the Breakers in shock. Drimmick with a quicker release than Steph, and when this shot goes down, there's no time left, landing the Brisbane Bullets at number 1 on the NBL. Cut it.
There it is. There it is. We're back. Hello. Top 10 plays of the year. I believe the top 10 dunks, not far away from being a part of the NBL on socials as well. Make sure you get involved at NBL. Check it all out. All right, some news.
Hold on. Number 6? Our man DJ, number 6?
To be fair, I would have had Adams a little higher as well. But look, when there's so many great plays over the course.
You won a grand final, Cam.
Oh, mate, I didn't put it together. Don't come at me. Mind you, it was well commentated, those last 2 plays of the season. Where are we? Hey, news just come out of Cairns.
Oh, yes.
Just while we're having a chat to DJ, last 10 or so minutes, Dejan McCall, 2-year deal, of course, been rumoured. You kind of alluded to it on the free agency show last week, Liam. But great news, this Cairns Taipans things are doing some nice things early in this off-season. And McCall back for 2 years, Homicide.
I think that's a great look. He's played himself into that deal. He put up big numbers and finished the season strong. What do you have, 40 points, 10 assists?
Yep.
Some craziness like that. But I think the way he plays fits their style of play, and he's like a box office ticket holder, buyer. You need to go see him play in Cairns, and he can help fill out the snake pit. Game in, game out. So I think that's a great look. He deserved that contract.
Oh, I want to see more. He's a very personality-driven dude as well. Yeah. And I want to see more of it this year. Of course, Matt Lowe put up a top 20 players or something a couple weeks ago, and he wasn't in it. He quote-tweeted it. He wasn't happy with it. And I'm sure he was a bit of tongue-in-cheek. I want to see more of that because he's a personality that can help drive not just the Cairns Taipans, but also the league. And I think we need more of those personalities. And, well, he can flat out hoop, so that's one thing for sure. So hopefully we see more of it.
And we need the whole gamut of personalities, right? Like he's not. You can have big personalities that are fun to have in the league who are like abrasive. Yeah. He's not that guy.
Agreed.
In fact, we know the talent. You just spoke about the talent, but his personality, I understand, is a big reason why they looked to bring him back. Firstly, bring him back for a couple of years because he's just a great teammate. Like a flat-out great teammate. Mitch Creek played with him at Long Island, says the same thing. And his impact in the locker room, on the practice court, he's a guy constantly looking to lift people up, and is just great around that group. So great to have him back in the league.
It's something you don't always see, and I'm talking world basketball more so than the NBL specifically here, but it's not something you always see when the season's not going that well and you're just sort of playing out time a little bit. He gave it every single possession. He had that passion oozing out of every pore in his body. And Cairns for the last 10 games probably weren't going to be part of that playoff picture. It's fairly obvious. He was missing games. He could have maybe missed a couple more games. And then every single possession, he's up, he's playing his backside off, he's passionate, he's talking to the referees. And that's something that I don't think you always see. And sometimes it's a scourge on professional players around the world, maybe in all sports, but he gave 110% every possession in a season didn't go all that well. So I think it's a great thing for him.
What do you think, though, Corey, about how it works now there from a roster construction perspective? Because his best games last season were when Scott Machado was sitting out and he had the playmaking and ball handling responsibilities. He has 40, he works off pick and roll, 40 points, 10 assists. But it's hard to play with a big minutes guy on the wing these days who's not necessarily a great shooter, doesn't space out the defense. How do you think they go about it?
You don't need him to be a great shooter. What you need is the others to hit. That's how you keep the floor space. He can continue to do his thing. Do your job and hit those threes. Do your job on that wing, hit those threes. Make your defender not pack the paint in and defend you. That's what needs to happen. You need to get shooters around him. That's what you need to do.
So you're saying play him is the point?
Play him as the point. Is there a guarantee Machado's coming back?
No, there's
no guarantees.
But there's also no guarantee they're not going to replace him with an import point guard.
I wouldn't get an import point guard. I keep TJ McCall at the point and let everybody else make sure whoever comes on that team and you sign, make shots. Be shot makers, not shot takers. That's the difference.
Harry Froling, year in Illawarra last year. Now he goes back to Brisbane. It's year in a club option, Liam. Correct me if I'm incorrect.
Yep.
But anyway, he's obviously playing really well in the NBL 1 at the moment down in Hobart. But he's heading back to Brisbane after a year in the Gong.
Yeah, this confused me, this signing, I'll admit.
Okay.
Because I thought it was the best thing for both Harry Froling and the Brisbane Bullets to part ways when they did this time last year. And he go to a change of scenery and a fresh environment, and they go in a different direction as well. Now, he was solid last season. I think he did what he needed to do in terms of just like getting in better shape, maturing in his understanding of the game and what role he can play on a successful team. But then for him to want to go back, for them to want to, I'm not sure it didn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, I'm just hopeful. It's a good contract, the right kind of contract to sign for both him and the club's perspective, I think, certainly, because, he's still got some things to prove to solidify his place in this league. But, yeah, overall, I don't know. This contract confused me from a couple of different directions.
I think he has one more year to prove what he can possibly do in this league. I remember when he was in Adelaide, it was always the Joey Wright. He's yelling, he's this. He needs to change the scenery. He hasn't done anything since he left at that Rookie of the Year season. Hasn't gotten any better for him. So, as you said, with this 1+1, it is a good deal because guess what? You got one more year to show us what you can do. If not, you're not coming back. So it's on him. You go to NBL 1, you do what you did. We've seen this before every offseason. It's up to him to show he belongs in this league, and I believe he got 1 year. This league ain't getting no easier. People laugh when I said it 4 years ago. This ain't a cupcake league. This is going to be an example. He better tighten up and show what he can do, or he will not even be in a rotation anymore. Again, why go to a team with your brother where that's going to be good? Why? Don't y'all play the same position? Isn't he solidified there already? Isn't Duop Reith there? How does that make sense? How does it make sense?
As in, how did it make sense for him to go?
For him to go where his brother is. Don't they play the same position? You ain't getting no minutes. How does that make sense? To sit there with your brother and hold hands and be merry?
He played.
No.
I think it was good for him.
Yeah, I think it worked.
How?
Brian Gorge.
Played under Gorge.
Right. So what does that mean?
But
is he on the court?
Yeah, but you know what? The good thing about it for him last year in that situation, he wasn't gifted anything.
How much minutes did he play? Nothing.
Probably as much as he deserved.
Nothing. So how was it good for him?
Because
it wasn't.
I think he matured. He matured.
He matured and got no burn. So what is the result? Now you here back at Brisbane with a 1+1. Show us what you got, or we're not rocking with you no more. That's even more pressure because you didn't play. You haven't played like we thought you would be able to play since Rookie of the Year. And everybody said, Joey Wright. He's in the same position, if not even worse. He got one more year.
A man who's got 2 more years is Tom Vasiljevic, coming off a championship with the Sydney Kings. He goes back to the New Zealand Breakers. Corey spoke a couple of weeks ago about Sydney's ability to be able to get guys into the bench, come in and play really good roles, and it's exactly what this man did.
Yeah, he was an underappreciated, important piece to this. Now, their superstars won this title, right? Jalen Adams, Xavier Cooks, Ian Clark, Jarrell Martin, Dejan Vasiljevic. There's no doubt about it. But, they had some guys come in and play good roles off the bench. And Vasiljevic was a very reliable contributor in that regard. In fact, coming into this free agency period, there were a lot of teams talking about Tom Vasiljevic as the kind of guy they want as a backup big. A tough, rugged, gritty, hard-working dude. Like we were just talking about Harry Froling there, who's oozing with talent, but people don't describe him in those kind of ways. That's what Tom Vasiljevic brings Now, that you talk about reliability, you talk about toughness and grittiness, and as a result, they weren't able to bring him back, the Kings, and he's got some security, finally. He never really had that at this level before for a couple of years back home.
Boom.
Earn, not given. He's made the best of the opportunity he's given every minute he's been on the court, whether it's not even scoring, it's defense, it's hustles, all those things that you said. This is the type of guy, if he's going to be at the end of the bench as a role player, if that's your weakest link, you are in great shape. You are in great shape. And as a matter of fact, great signing. Again, well-deserved, earned, not given. I need to see my man, Ben Air. Somebody need to sign him.
Wow.
Somebody need to sign him, because I tell you this, if that's your third-string point guard and he's your weakest link, that's what Tom Vodanovich reminds me of, a guy like that. Give him some minutes, give him some opportunity. He might not woo you on the scoreboard all day, but the way his heart and his defense and how aggressive they're going to play, you ain't losing with a guy like that if that's your last player on your roster. This is what I'm talking about, because what he going to do in practice every day? He going to go hard. Every minute he get, he going to go hard. These are the type of guys that belong in that 12, 13-man roster spot. What's the rosters, the most players you can have on this?
11 plus next up.
Okay, 11, 10. That's what I feel. That's how I'm building my team. Guys like that who going to go hard as hell for you every minute they get on the court.
Primary backup? Like if you're Cairns, last year it was Jared Kenny, and then...
I take him over Kenny. And you know what I do? Let him play one-on-one for the spot. I go old school. Let's play one-on-one for that last spot. Let me show you what you about. No screens, one-on-one.
Written, spoken, authorised by the new general manager of the Canberra Cannons and their new franchise.
I don't want to be a GM. I like hanging out with you guys.
We like it too.
Good man, good man.
We are running out of time, so we're going to quickly get to some stuff. What are Phoenix doing?
They're bringing back Joe Cheese,
They
my
are.
understanding. Those talks are moving. We've seen some quotes from Simon Mitchell. That's moving and shaking. You know what I'd like to see them do? And my understanding is I think they're moving in this kind of direction. Import backcourt. Haven't seen that at the Phoenix. It was Ben Madgen at the 2. Then it was Cam Glidden. Last year it was Isaiah Liafa. Import 1, import 2. Let's do this.
I want to see a mental toughness coach to go see them. That's what I want to see. Because when it's down to those plays that make you win, they crumbled. What did they start last year? 11 and what? 4. Didn't make playoffs. They need to see a mental toughness coach. I don't care who was injured. They had still enough talent to get over the hump, and they failed. That's what they need. Ain't even about talent. They got that. Mentally, the game is played 90% from the neck up. Get mentally stronger. The whole team.
Summer League. You got any periphery names that might surprise?
Well, we talked to our man, DJ.
Not
We're
him.
excited to see him there, waiting to hear what team that's going to be. Lots of guys talk about Summer League, right? Jack White, we're waiting to see with Joe Luala-Chul. I got an interesting name for you, though.
Hit me.
Little bit of Summer League buzz bubbling around right now, Corey, about Bull Qual, the NBL Rookie of the Year. My understanding is that the Chicago Bulls have come knocking on the Bull Qual door, just asking the question a little bit about Summer League. Now, we're going to have to... There's some scheduling that needs to be worked out. My understanding is he's going to play for South Sudan at some qualifiers coming up pretty soon. So we'll see whether it all works out. There's an Australian connect at the Chicago Bulls. Damien Cotter, of course, part of that coaching staff, who no doubt has been keeping a close eye on what's been happening at the NBL level. But the NBL Rookie of the Year, my understanding, there's a chance he might be at Summer League this year.
You've got 1 minute. In fact, you've got less than. Look, I've never seen you like this before.
Good luck, kid. That's all I got.
You had any DMs this week? From
Had a
players?
phone call this
From
week.
players?
No. Players don't DM me.
Oh, agents, teams, clubs? You had a phone call from what league? This is our last show, mate. This is the last opportunity.
I cannot disclose that, but I'm telling you, man, this league is on fire, and it's living proof of my DM type of people that's messaging me about players.
Well, when we're back next year, we might have a new segment called Corey Opens His DMs, and it'll be dangerous. We might need to push the slot back a little bit, but we'll go from there. Hey, that's it for us this year, and of course, it's always been a pleasure and a privilege and an honour to do this each and every Tuesday night. I want to give a big shout out, not to these two gentlemen, but everyone behind the scenes, to Guy Neville, Luke Sakari, and all of you, the NBL fans who watch us each and every night on a Tuesday. See you next year.